What will you most regret when you're 80? If you continue to do your life as you are and to continue to go down the path that you're going down without changing, when you reach its natural conclusion, what would you most regret? And today we're going to talk a little bit about why it's important to address that right now, and also why midlife is a great place to start. So let's do it. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at. My name is Keisha Dent. I am a certified hypnotherapist. I help spiritual women over 40 to step into the next chapter of their lives, overcoming anxiety, learning to manage depression, and to get that life that you want to have, that you deserve to have, that's time to have so much, okay? So I kind of want to start with that question, with a little question of, if you continue on your current life trajectory, what would you most regret about your life reaching its natural end? And I kind of want to let that sort of be a gateway and a doorway to really start to ask yourself, well, why that? What is keeping you from that? And also, how can we start to bring a little bit more of that into our lives beginning today? And especially being women have lived a certain, reached a certain lifestyle, reached a certain age. I know it doesn't qualify for everyone to do that and to have this feeling, but I feel like, especially as women, like, we're often conditioned, right, to meet other people's expectations, to serve other people, to live for other people. And this is because we're naturally, many of us, like, obviously there are exceptions, but many of us are naturally empathic people that want to serve, that we enjoy nurturing, right? And this is doubly so if you are, say, a Cancerian person, right? Or someone with a lot of water in your chart if you follow astrology, as I do. I absolutely love astrology. And in general, we tend to want to nurture other people. We want to love on other people, and we want to please other people. And what this increasingly, especially living under a patriarchal society, what this increasingly can lead us to is decades, a whole half life lived for the service of others, for the pleasure of others, for the support of others. And there's nothing wrong with that on its own. What often can happen is when we reach midlife, and especially as things change, our roles change, maybe people no longer need our support as much as possible when it comes to children, perhaps marriages and partnerships change, job situations change, right? Oftentimes we can start to step down from certain positions, and it becomes clear that without living for someone else, without serving someone else, we may begin to ask, well, who am I? Who am I now that I'm not this supporter? Or, oftentimes that can be the gateway, but oftentimes too, it is our own inner spirit that speaks up, that says, okay, we've played by all the rules. We did all the right things. We crossed the T's, dotted the I's. We did everything that they said that we're supposed to do, and yet, where's ours? Like, there's nothing. All I have, happy people around me, but what, I'm not happy. And so then it becomes a gateway to begin to ask, okay, well, what's missing? And just have this like gnawing feeling, right? That just like you're on the wrong path, that maybe you have been doing the wrong things your whole life, and feeling as though, wow, I'm halfway through and I'm not where I want to be. I'm not doing the things that I want to be. And it just turns into anxiety. It turns into just doom and gloom and going over all of your past mistakes, wondering where you went wrong. And then oftentimes it's generalized anxiety too. Like often when we get to midlife, there's just a generalized anxiety of, okay, well, what are we doing? What am I doing now? And so if that's you, I first of all want to say and reiterate that there's nothing wrong, okay? You are on the right path for what you're supposed to do. And this is also why, if I may borrow again from astrology, why it's so I find it so useful and just so poetic. Regardless of what you think about it, it just has a wonderful symbolism for a lot of things that we need to know in life. And in astrology, we have a planet called Saturn. And Saturn is a planet that is all about delays. Everyone has Saturn somewhere in their chart. And it's a planet of old age. It's the planet of maturity. It's a planet of things that take a lot of work and time to unlock. It's about things getting better with age and with work and with effort. It is the planet of things that seem like you're getting the short stick when you're young, only for things to, with work, with effort, with commitment, fall in place when you are in your older years. And wherever Saturn touches, it's often a place where we have difficulty, but it's often a place where we are being demanded to put in more work and also to have patience. And for me personally, so I have Saturn on my midheaven. And if you don't know anything about astrology, the midheaven is the part of the chart that deals with career, it deals with your general public reputation. It's often associated with career trajectory as one aspect, one face of that. It's a very important part of the chart. What that means, right? So for me, that it's going to be to come together at an older stage of my life. And a lot of people have placements like that. A lot of people have Saturn on their midheaven ruler or their career and work ruler. So in other words, this is a common situation. And even if you don't believe in that, okay, even if you're not an astrology person, this is still a common situation where it's not supposed to come together for all of us at the age of 20. It's just not supposed to. That's not the path for all of us. Some of us are going to start to get things together later in life, and that's natural, that's healthy, and that's right on time. And when you start to feel to reach this age, over the age of 40, over the age of 50, and you start to just get that generalized anxiety, you start to think, this isn't where I want to be. Okay, this is excellent because this is wisdom, this is evolution unfolding, and it's an invitation to use all of this power that you've accumulated over the years, right? To use that to begin to unlock things. And so if that is you, I want to really quick just talk about 6 myths about starting over at midlife, at 40 and beyond. All right, so super quick, myth number 1, it's too late to make meaningful choices. Wrong. And I'll tell you why. It's because the second half of your life often contains more wisdom, more experience, okay, more power, more ability than the first half of your life to create meaningful change and to create purpose, okay? So it's often the perfect time. Myth number 2, I wasted too much time to pivot now. This is a huge myth that needs to be put in its place, okay? The time was not wasted, and that is a narrative reframe that absolutely needs to happen, okay? Again, as I reiterated a few minutes ago, this isn't a race, okay? And our society will often put certain things on pedestals, including our youth, right? But the whole irony of that is youth, you're not really armed yet. And a lot of the reasons people like youth is because let's be honest, let's be real, younger people are more easily manipulated. They often are so desperate to make an appearance, to make a start, for someone to like them, that they are so easily manipulated. And this is part of the appeal of youth from older people, because young people can be made in their image. But there is a strength and an intimidating power that comes with age that has its whole other value system that is absolutely perfect for making a pivot at midlife. Myth number 3, my anxiety is just chemical, it's just hormonal. Okay, so often at midlife, at this age, we begin to enter perimenopause, menopause, and yes, absolutely, while there are physical, chemical, hormonal changes that are happening, oftentimes there is a mental, emotional, and I'm going to put it out there, spiritual invitation, right? And there's a lot of changes going on right now to evolve. Oftentimes, the anxiety that we experience at midlife is a conscious or subconscious response to our changing roles, the changing situations, the changing ways that we perceive ourselves, and the changing ways that other people perceive us. Often it comes hand in hand with us seeing our reflection, seeing our bodies in a different light, having different people respond differently than we're used to, and having people say things to us like, oh, girl, woo, you're 40, you're 50, oh, you're old, let's get you into the nursing home, right? And it's interesting. I've been called old by certain people since I was 25. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're anything like me, like, I've had friends, or we joke that we're old, but it hits a little different when you become over the age of 40, 50, and it starts to actually sink in. You joke and you laugh, you're like, oh, you know, like, oh, maybe I am. So oftentimes these things at the surface, beneath the surface, can really sink in and begin to register and manifest as anxiety. Myth number 4, I should be grateful for what I have, not want more. Yeah, no, never stop wanting, never stop desiring. You're here on earth to want and to desire. It is healthy to want and to desire. It is necessary for you to want and desire. You should want more. You should never stop wanting, never stop desiring. This can exist hand in hand with gratitude and with satisfaction. And truly, honestly, I would even argue the art of life lies at the intersection of the two. It lies at understanding that even if you should not get anything more, you still have so much. But if you want more, that is also natural. That's also okay to do. And it's something that, as long as you have breath, as long as you're on this earth, you should want, you should desire. That wanting more is growth. It's an invitation for growth. It's an invitation for evolution. It's an invitation to play on earth. And I believe that's what we're here to do. We're here to play on this planet. We're here to play on earth. So play away. Myth number 5, and this is a big one. Starting over means throwing everything away. Absolutely not, okay? Transformation, change, accumulating new things for yourself is about integrating the things that you have built, the things that you have, with things that you want, okay? And this is something that absolutely you are capable of doing. You can handle it, okay? And of course, you're not going to endanger anyone that depends on you. You're able to take care of people if they need to be taken care of at this time, but that doesn't negate that you can't do things for yourself. It doesn't negate that your ability to be able to bring in new things and to feel good, to feel joyful, to feel as though you are making positive change for yourself. You absolutely are capable of balancing both. You're absolutely capable of handling both. And how that looks like will be different for everyone, right? But only you can define that. You absolutely can define that, and you absolutely can have that. Myth number 6, if I prioritize everyone else, that means I'm being selfish. No, false. Doesn't mean you're being selfish. it means you're refueling yourself. And you can't fuel other people and lift them up if you also aren't being fueled. And definitely, you could force it, but when we don't take care of ourselves and we just run on empty and take care of everybody else, often what tends to accumulate is a lot of resentment and a lot of things building up, negativity and anger, because you have these things, because you contain multitudes, you have layers and layers within you. And it's really important to, again, live a balanced existence. This is an extreme thing, right? We're either a martyr and a doormat, or you're extremely selfish and a narcissist, and there's never any in between, right? And I do push back on that, and I want to say that is a lie and an absolute propaganda piece to keep people in permanent roles of service to others, okay, and to diminish their own power. That would, in other words, threaten other people. So, absolutely, it's so important to take care of yourself always. So that's it for me today. I definitely want to invite you. So if any of these sound like you and you're ready to step into the next chapter, you're ready to learn to control, overcome anxiety, especially around that midlife time, especially as a woman. If you are ready to step into the next chapter, then I definitely encourage you. You can reach out to me. We'll do a free consultation on what the next step for you could be. Put aside about 40 minutes. And you can sign up for that at newworldhypnosis.com. And otherwise, I look forward to talking to you soon and next time. Again, my name is Keisha Dent. I'm a certified hypnotherapist, and I look forward to speaking with you very soon. And remember always that in order to change your life, you must first change yourself. Thank you so much, and talk to you.